Hello and welcome to another MySQL tutorial where we're still continuing on from the last lesson. And so as you see, this is the table from before. However, I've added another column to it with cross icons. So therefore basically deleting things. So let's say you want to get rid of one row. We click on it, it's deleted. That's what we're doing. So for this, the code is basically adding another td tag with an img delete.png inside, which is my image. Yours could be different. The width is still 50. I've given it a class with delete, and also what I've done is I've copied this code right here just so it has an ID and pasted it right after it. My td is closed, tr is closed. Now we need to actually give it a function as it does not do anything just yet. So we're going to open our script tags, and inside we're going to go ahead and write some code. So we're going to select our delete classed variable, and then what we're going to do is we're going to add a click to it with function. Now inside through alert we need to add this, if you remember this from our old lessons, with the .attr. And now inside I just need to write my ID. So through clicking the images, we're going to get an alert with the IDs of where we're clicking, if that makes sense. Now let me just show you it really quickly. Save, refresh. Now if I go ahead and click on this, I'm going to get a alert with the number 4, as that was the 4th value from this table, and so on, like so. Now let's move on to writing the Ajax code, which is essentially writing the same thing, just with the post method. Okay, so through the post method, which is for Ajax, we're sending delete.php, which is just a blank file that I have right now, which we'll fill in later. I've made a delete ID, which has the same attr ID code, and then I've made a function result. Now inside of this we need to make a third argument. So right here I'm going to make another variable with, let's say, del ID, and inside we're gonna put this like so. Now inside of this function we also need to put our del ID with .html and result. Now let's go into our delete.php file. So if you haven't got it yet, go ahead and make it. Inside we're going to put our PHP code. So to our ID we're using post method, and inside we have delete ID. We're echoing the ID just to get it displayed. Now to go back to our old code, I need to tell you something. So right here we're using .html, as you can see. So .html shouldn't actually be used here by itself, as this is an image. Our delete is actually an image, as you see right here. We know that, and we can't really store anything inside, but we can store something inside of its parent. So this is what needs to be written. Now we have both of these files. Go ahead and save them. Let's go into our MySQL localhost. Now let's refresh. Now let's see the result. So if we click on any of these icons, we're going to get their IDs. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. Here they are. However, this was just what we call a test run. Now what we can do is, from the database, get rid of, or let's say delete, this ID'd value. So to do that, what we need to do first of all is add our database connection, so the link, and we'll get rid of our echo, but then through another variable, let's say secure ID, through MySQL real escape string, we'll make the element from the HTML safe. So inside right here we need to put our con and our ID. Afterwards we need to write our SQL code. Now what we're going to write inside is delete from products. If I was to just leave it like this, this would basically delete everything from our database table. So we don't need this. We need to put where we actually want to be deleted. So for where, let's put ID, where the ID is actually secure ID variable, like so. After all of this, let's check through if this MySQL query has worked or not. So inside of here, we need to put our con and ID, like so. Oh, SQL, sorry. Now we need to open curly braces, and if it has actually worked, we'll display through echo deleted. Let's put a semicolon. Now through else, if something has went wrong, let's echo just for us incorrect. No, not incorrect. Let's just put wrong, and then to actually know what the error is, let's put a dot right here, and through MySQL error, let's find out what has actually gone wrong, like this. So before saving, there's obviously a error right here, so real. One more thing right here, instead of writing products, for some reason I've written it wrong, so it should be like this. Now let's save, refresh. If I click on this, I'm going to get deleted, 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 and deleted. So this means that all of them actually worked. None of them had wrong written, and so I had no errors. And what we're going to see in our database is that everything has actually been deleted as we clicked on all of them. And so as we just deleted everything, so everything's obviously deleted from the database as well, let's go ahead and write some more, just so we have some more things to delete. So here we are, we just made a new table with more values. So if I just click on TV, on the cross, what I'm going to see is that the TV is now gone. Let's go ahead and change our code a little bit. Let's get rid of this. And instead of writing parent HTML, let's write parents parent. So we're taking the parent of del ID, so the image that is TD, and the parent of TD is TR. We need the whole of TR, so let's put hide, and let's put it to 2 seconds, so that's 2000. And if I go ahead, save, refresh, if I go ahead and let's say click on A4 paper, we're gonna see that it's going to hide in 2 seconds and it's just going to disappear. Now to continue, let's go ahead and make a field for search. So let's go ahead and put search right here, close this. Let's also add a button with the ID of search. Now let's put search as its name, and let's close our button like so. And now through Ajax, let's go to our script. Let's add in our selector, which is search. That is what we named its ID. Now through click and function, we're gonna go ahead and write inside a variable. I don't know, let's call it varch, for example. And we need to also write our input type. So type equals search, and we're gonna do this through val. Let's change this with val, so variable value, just so that it makes a little bit more sense. And now we need to write our Ajax, which is through post, and what we need to write inside is search php. So we need to obviously create a new file after this. We'll do that later. In curly braces, let's type in vtext, so variable text, and equals var val. Now what we need to do is we need to put a comma right here and through function like this. Now inside of this function, let's put our value. So and then inside of this we need to write where we want it. So we want it near table, the table tag that we have, and then through HTML let's get our value. Go ahead and create your search.php, open it up with Notepad, in which we will put the required fields, so all of this code to join our database. Also in this file what we need to keep is our var val variable, and inside we need to put a post with the vtext. Now let's go ahead and delete this part. Now we're going to write what is written right here, so select everything from product where name, and then we're going to put a like in capitals, and we're going to select our var value. However, we're going to write secure, and just before this we'll make it secure right here, so that is var val, and it's going to be the same as MySQL real escape string with con and id. However, instead of id we put var val. We also don't need num rows, so we can get rid of this part. So in result we'll work it with MySQL query. We can get rid of this as we already have tables in the other file. We see that we have our input with our search button right here. So here is our input with our search button. And one more thing, before doing anything else, we need to actually put this at the very top, as that's where the code starts. Now if we say refresh, if I put pen search, all of the pens that are in my table will be brought up through the search. And by the way, it doesn't have to be pen, it can be anything in our list. So we have notebook as well, search, we have notebook, and it's from our table. I can show you, it's got all of the right details. Also, if you're familiar with some other websites, if you just write, let's say, a couple of letters of whatever you're searching for, it will bring it up. However, right here, if I just put note and B, I won't get anything. And it's the same with, let's say, TV. If I just write T, I won't get anything. If I put the V back, I still won't get my TV, because if you remember, we deleted it. So let me look for something else. So let's say A4 paper, A4, nothing comes up. If I put paper, and if I click on search, apparently I deleted A4 paper as well. So let's try it with printer. Here it is, print, won't bring it up. Simple as that. So if we want, let's say, the note 1 to work, we put a percentage symbol. Now if I save refresh, if I put note B, search, I will get my notebook. And obviously it's not just for notebook, it can be for, let's say, book. If I put BO, search, I'll get book. If I put let's say pen, just a P, it will bring up everything that starts with a P. And then if I put an R, I will get printer. If I put an E, I will get pen. Also, let's say we want something from the middle of the word, so let's say the INT from printer. If I go ahead and search, we won't get any results. So there is a solution for this. We just put the percentage symbol right here, so from the front. Now if I search, I will get printer. Let's say for notebook there is OTE, search, I'll get notebook. Now to continue, let's bring back our value variable with MySQL num rows. Through if, let's check and see how many rows are being sent back, if that makes sense. So we're going to check this through our if statement. Let's put our result variable. and equals 0. So in this case, we're going to echo in our tr and td tags, let's say no details, and then let's close our td tag and let's close our tr tag like so. Then for else, let's just have a while working inside. So we're going to put this down here. So let's go ahead and save this, refresh. Now let's say we want to find something with the letter that doesn't exist in any of our values. So like F, if I search, before doing anything, right here we made a mistake. We need to put value instead of result. Now let's find something with F, we're going to get no details. If I put a P, I'm going to get my pen, printer, and the other pen. So that was just a slight mistake that I had made. Now to continue, let's make an A tag in our f1.php file. So we're making a link, and then inside, let's link it to f1.php, which is the same file that we're working with. Let's put insert inside and close the A tag. Now let's see it, it is right here. If I click on it, I will be led to the same exact file. Let's put it right before our input, so at the very beginning. Here we are. And let's also add a couple of BRs just to make it look neat. Now through the get method, let's add a page equals insert. And we can check this obviously with the if statement. So right here, go ahead and type in if, and if it is through get equals page, actually if page equals insert, like so, and we need this in quotation marks, we can just echo something random. So insert details inserted. Also right here, let's put single quotes. And now for else, let's open it and we'll close it at the very end of our code, so that it is right here. Let's check this. If I click on insert, I'm going to get my inserted details. So it's actually working. However, we do see that this search input field is sort of out of place. So let's just select it with its inputs and paste it somewhere else. And let's paste it right here. However, we need to do it through echo like this. Echo. Now let's save, refresh, and we need to change the quotes right here just to make it look right. Now save, refresh, and here we are. And so as we get our inserted details, what we also see is that we have a notice. So it's sort of an error, and it says an undefined index in line 13, which is this line right here. So what we're going to do to sort of get past that, we're going to do something tricky. So we're going to make a v1 variable right here, and we're going to put our get element with page right here. Now we're going to change this with our v1. So we're basically checking if insert is in v1 or not. However, if I save and refresh, you see that we're still going to get this error. So to get rid of that completely, what we're going to do is we're going to add an @ symbol. Now if I save, refresh, we see that the error is completely gone. And so what we also did, we put input through echo, just so we don't get it right here. It would just be useless. And so if page isn't, and if so the page variable isn't on here, so if I was to get rid of this, we'll just get our results. Now instead of writing inserted details through echo, let's add some HTML code. So let's make a new variable, insert p for example, and what we're gonna do is we're going to write the following. Now we're going to make a name right here, we're gonna make an input afterwards, and we're gonna do this for the rest of our values. So quantity, and this type, lastly price. And what we also need to do is we need to give this an ending. So here we are, and let's also inside of the inputs give them IDs such as name, quantity, type and price. Here we are. Let's also add in a button with the ID of add, and now let's put something like add as its name. Now let's close the button, and then what we're going to do is we're going to add an echo with our variable to get it displayed, and here it is right here. And now through jQuery, let's go ahead and add in our script tags like so, and then inside what we're gonna do is we're going to select our add button, and then when it is clicked we open a function like so. Inside through Ajax, let's put the post method, and we're gonna send this all to insert.php, which we need to make. And now what we need to do is we need to send insert.php all of the fields. So to do this, let's open curly braces, and inside we're gonna put our name, quantity, type and price. So like so. And then what we need to do, let me just quickly make it a little bit bigger. We're going to put a comma after this curly brace. We're going to open a function. Through this we're going to get our result, and then inside of these curly braces let's write body, and through the append function or method let's get result. Now let's make insert PHP. Let's open it with Notepad, and inside we're going to add everything from our delete.php file like so. However, we need to change up some of the variables. So the variables need to be name, QTY, type and price like so. And we also need to make them secure, so go ahead and do that as well, just like so. So through a safe way we've selected our values or variables, and also this isn't suitable for what we're doing obviously, and we need to write the actual SQL code. So that is insert into products, so we're inserting into the database. And now we need to write what we're inserting into the database, which is name, quantity, type and price like this. And then we need to add values, which is basically our secure variables. Go ahead and do this same thing like so, and put your semicolon and your quotation mark at the end, don't forget. And right here let's put that one detail is inserted or has been, let's put has been inserted into the database. And if it's wrong and it doesn't work, let's just keep the same thing. Now let's go to our products, and here we are. Alright, so to discuss our code we need to add a hashtag before add right here, as it is an ID. And then also right here I had a space left out, so put a space here and just the quotes. Now let's save and refresh. Let's type in, let's say test, quantity 11, type office, and price, let's say 100. Now if I click on add, I'm going to get one detail has been inserted into the database. Now if we go to our database, we see that our test is right here. Let's also check it with phpMyAdmin. Obviously it is there. And that was all that I had prepared for today's lesson. Thank you so much for watching.